to say hi? You're okay, huh? Alright, let's do this video here. So, we're going to example number 3. The bar chart shows the average interest of United Kingdom people which exploit network in general. Here we have an example of using too many synonyms that are just not quite right. So, what can we do instead of people here? Let's try citizens, or residents, who, and then we have a synonym for the word use. I'll bet over here we have the word use. It's very difficult to find a synonym for used. We could say tried, or utilized. But the word used is perfect the way it is, so I think I would probably stick with used. And people are trying to find a synonym for the internet. As far as I know, there's no synonym. You could try the World Wide Web, and I don't know why this person put in general. Let's just delete that. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Firstly, by the graph we can see that men utilize internet more than women. Okay, internet requires an article. The internet more than women. This is a general statement, right? That in general men utilize the internet more than women. In 1995, women use internet 2 times less than men. Now we have a tense error here. Women used the internet 2 times less than men. Now this here, 2 times less than men, is the amount that people use it. But if we look at this graph, it's not talking about how often we used it, it's just talking about who has used it. The percentage of UK adults to have used the internet. So that means if you're an adult and you've used the internet 1 time, you are on this graph. If your grandmother used the internet 1 time, she's on this graph. Of course, if she lives in the UK, that is. So I think we need to change this. So in 1995, 2 times fewer women use the internet than men. Approximately 20% of men to 17% of women. I like the word approximately here because we don't know the exact figures. But in a few years, the internet users, women, is increased significantly. Why don't we just say the female internet users, not is increased, simply increased significantly to 40%. And in 2005, women exploit, let's say, use the World Wide Web. We need an article, the World Wide Web, slightly more than last 5 years. We need to say slightly more. In 2005, we need to move our slightly more back here because it's the number of women, not the amount of use. Slightly more women use the World Wide Web than in the, let's say, previous 5 years. However, if we take together all World Wide Web users, it cannot be equal to the statistic of men. Now, this is where our graph is just wrong, because how on earth can there be more male users than users altogether? That makes no sense, because men plus women should be more than just men. So I'll forgive that sentence because the graph is incorrect as far as I can tell. By the chart, we can see that in 2005, the percentage of men using the internet is much more than the last 10 years. Should be was much more, because 2005 is in the past. Then in the, once again we're forgetting the last 10 years. And it should be the previous 10 years, because the last 10 years starts with the present. It's 2013, so the last 10 years goes back to 2003. Secondly, the chart illustrates that each year the interest of using internet is becoming more and more. Now it shouldn't be passive here. It should be simply an active verb, and let's just say increase, or we can just simplify it. Let's say interest in using the internet increased. By the bar chart in the present, we can see that the internet users, particularly women, are on a level using a worldwide network of men. On a level, I'm not sure quite what that means. If we take a look at the chart here, females are slightly lower than men. Let's say instead of on the same level, let's say close to the same level as men, and then just forget the rest of this. In summary, our last statement, in modern world, using internet becomes daily activities of people, and almost nothing is done without the internet. Now, notwithstanding the grammar, we need to delete this sentence because it does not come from the chart. In our graph description, we don't get to be creative, we don't get to do anything interesting, all we get to do is describe it. And this here has information that is outside of the chart. So, we highlight it and we hit the delete button and we say goodbye to that sentence. In the future, if you are tempted to add your own opinion or outside ideas, think twice, please, because it'll lower your score for your graph description. Alright, I'm going to pause the recording here, and we'll do example 4 later.